reporter Jonathan Gross talked to Annie Lennox for Video Hits.
Both you and David were in Moscow earlier this year to promote Greenpeace's Rainbow Warriors album. I believe Chrissie Hynde was on the trip and Peter Gabriel. What's it like being in Moscow as a pop artist?
Fascinating. Absolutely fascinating, because, you know, I wasn't going over there as an individual tourist. I mean, I was part of a body of people, musicians, like, you know...
Chrissie Hynde, Peter Gabriel.
Yes, friends, and like musicians who we all get very excited when we think that there's something that we can do that is, in a way, bigger than us. And I think that Greenpeace is bigger than all of us individually, and yet collectively it's a very, very powerful thing.
The Eurythmics remain, against all odds, a great touring band. What is it that keeps you on the road?
Well, you know, the thing about being a musician is that there are so many different sides to it. And you can maybe just make videos and do interviews and things, but unless you've experienced the actual performance, between the live thing between you and an audience, in a way the circle isn't complete. And we have a lot of people that want to see us. They want to hear the songs, and it's a challenge, you know, to go out there night after night and prove to yourself and prove to them that there's something just extraordinary about it, and there is.
It's like a reward, I guess, maybe.
It's like defining who you are.
You're married to a film director. Has the temptation of Hollywood or being in films ever caught your fancy?
Well, the Hollywood temptation, I don't see Hollywood as such a temptation, actually. I think it's a little bit daunting, actually. Because I think that people become famous for the wrong reasons, and also people ask people to be involved in things for the wrong reasons. And I don't know, if the right thing ever came along and it was the right time, I would probably pursue it, you know, but it hasn't.
To your credit, most of your material has aged well through the decade, but I see a recurring theme of aging and deterioration in your new material. It seems very mature. At the same time, it seems a little dark.
Yeah, I think it's, for me, a certain arrival point. There's something in We Two Are One that is new for us. Perhaps it's a sort of a sense of maturity about the songwriting process in itself and about the content lyrically. I love all albums, actually. I have to, because otherwise we never would have put them out, you know. That's the thing. People don't really appreciate that when you are making a record, there are millions of decisions that are being made constantly. In fact, the whole process is about putting down an idea and then making a decision about it, whether it should stay, whether it should change, how it should change, all of this thing. It's very, very complicated.
David and you have an interesting relationship. It started at one place and then now it's someplace else. How do you see it evolving in the future? Is it really open-ended?
It's open-ended. It's as open-ended as it ever was, you know. From the start, it was a very strange thing, because the two of us had been a couple, and we split up, and then we formed Eurythmics. So the fact that we've continued under that strange beginning is a kind, it's almost like sort of running a marathon course in itself. But we always, you see, we always thought that what we could do musically was so interesting and so challenging that whereas most people would have just like gone in opposite directions, we did that. So it started off in a strange way, and I think it'll always continue in a strange way.
It seems like it makes you happy to keep working professionally. That seems to be a source of a lot of...
Well, for me personally, Eurythmics is probably the best vehicle for my own expression, and I think that they feel the same way too.